Oops. I started early. I wanted to see if this new joint, this new head pin that I made, is going to work. It's pretty tight, but a little wiggling, I'm sure it'll loosen up a little bit, but yeah, that should be better. But I did run into an issue that I think I'm going to see again. I thought that my Time Traveler buck had a 5mm neck port, and it appears to be considerably larger, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. If I'm going to go back in and edit the design, well, I'm going to do that, I mean, before I do this. I guess we'll get back to putting these guys together. This guy got in my head and I couldn't get him out of my head. Kept on seeing on the Discord channel all the cool Kamen Riders coming out. And of course I can't afford one, so do it my way. Well, I think it's funny whenever the cat's hair gets in the resin. We don't do much about it. It's kind of hard to get it out. You need a pair of tweezers. But told the oldest boy it's just, it's just strength. Right. Let's see here real quick. Yeah, it is. It's way too small. Falls right in. That sucks. Alright, back to tearing this thing apart. I did a regular mix on this, my 80-20 between the anti-impact and the M58, but it looks a lot whiter for some odd reason. And I always use the same mixing. I use the where are they made by? Anchor Hawking? I don't know. They're glass measuring cups. The graduated cylinders, that you can pick them up at around here we have Big Lots, discount stores. If you have any of those around, you can find them there. Are they Anchor Hawking? They are Anchor. I can't remember. But that's what I use. I use glass. Because also, as you found out in my last video, I use acetone. If you want to clean your stuff up, acetone is one of the best things to use to get it to break through resin. Nice fit. Cool beans. So I also, just in case I didn't like those patterns I did on that one, I went ahead and I printed off a torso without. Well, that's the beauty of designing your own figures. If you're not sure about something, you can just edit it or print out whatever you want. There it is without the shoulder patterns. Anyway, to try and stick with the theme of the Kamen Rider, I tried to make a little bit of a belt buckle up here that they use, and then a belt buckle down here that they use. And these pieces, these little greebles, they are not what I normally use on my figures. These are something different that I made just for this, that I found on some of the Kamen Rider figures out there and characters. Thought that was neat, so I added them to it. And again, that's what's neat about designing your own figures. All you have to do All you have to do is design what you want. Add, subtract. Yeah. Okay. I'll pause for a second. Alright. Now let's get back to this. Try and get all these parts off of here. I was joking with my son that this is the ASMR portion of our video. Never quite understood that. There you go. So weird. I don't find utilitarian sounds to be satisfying, I guess. I don't know. Wonderful cleanup. Downside to resin printing. Sprue nub cleanup. After that FEP disaster yesterday. FYI, man, doing the FEP sheets on the Saturn II, holy moly, am I right out there? Those things are, crazy how many screws they have in those things. We started out on a anycubic photon. That FEP, that's a piece of cake. The one thing I have to say about the Elgu though, is that, I wish I would have done that. Got nubs down there that I'm going to have to sand down before I can glue this together. Joy. Oh, joy, and look there. I'll just take care of that now. Let's just clear that out. And, yeah, some uncured resin. So, for uncured resin on your figs, I just go and buy some cheap disinfecting wipes from Dollar General, DG, and they clean that stuff off of your hands and off your figures very well, because resin doesn't like humans. And whenever you guys see me using these drill bits, these silver ones are all millimeter, whereas the gold ones are standard. So those gold ones I don't care to use anymore. I'm trying to stick with the stainless ones here, the silver ones in millimeters. Okay, hands clean again. I don't even know if you guys even want me to be talking. I don't have to talk, and in fact, I'm quite comfortable not talking. If you guys want me to shut up, just say, hey, shut up and work. I'll be more than happy to. If you guys want to hear me explain this crap as I'm doing it, alright. One down. What was I doing? What was I talking about? I was talking about talking, wasn't I? No? Yeah, don't know what to talk about. A lot of guys, I was thinking about this, watching some of the other creators, and I noticed that most of the time they're working over a cutting mat. I don't do a lot of cutting. This isn't where I do, well, this is where I do a lot of my work, yes. This is where I do a lot of my work. I don't paint over here. I paint on my desk behind me. Got a few desks in this office. There's 3. And they're all mine. The desk I'm sitting at right now is my corporate desk. And the desk behind me is my painting desk. And the desk beside me is where I edit videos and music and whatever else my big ASD brain wants to do. This is just where I'm comfortable, and I'm able to assist people as per need. Now, yesterday we had the failure on the FEP, and one of the pieces, well, both the pieces that we had fail were the head and the midriff. That made for a shy figure, a shy head and a torso, or a midriff. Anyway, I used to keep sprues. I used to cut them and keep them. And I have a nice large assortment of sprues in here. And they're handy for whatever, pinning, whatever. I don't keep these because they're anti-impact. These are M58 with some other resins mixed in it, and they're considerably harder. But just as an example, I mean, this is what you get with M58, or anti-impact. I mean, you can bend this stuff over, and it does not break. It does not break. And this is 20% M58 in it. Even when this will firm up. These have only cured today. They'll continue to cure throughout the next week. Guys that print understand. This is gonna be fun to paint those things, man. Yeah. Except nobody ever. Okay. As I knocked the camera. The other parts that were printed out. There they are. They were taken apart last night and just tossed in here. You notice there is no head and there is no midriff. It's not a waste though. These get used a lot. If we have a piece that doesn't work out, we can get another piece out of one of these. Of course, we can do our own kit bashing with stuff like this. And I mean, I keep parts. We have a lot of pieces that have been from different prototypes, and anybody that does this can tell you there is a lot of waste. There's a lot of prototyping that doesn't work, so it's a build and customize as you go along, I think. First parts I always like to put together are the shoulders. Alright. See that? It's not good supports there. So let's see what these look like. Much better. Guess what we're going to do, gang? We're going to swap these out. I'll have to go back and look at those supports. Okay. One of the things that I was doing, and I stopped doing it, and I need to do it again, is I was rounding these off smaller so that they fit the profile better. and the pin can go in there easier. I don't know if you can see that. Can you get it close enough for the camera to pick it up? I don't think so. You can kind of see it in there. See how it doesn't line up? It's not a big deal. These are tension fit, but to do this, just grab your handy dandy file. This is my favorite one. I just picked these up at Sally's, and you can get them in all different sizes, some different grits. This is the heaviest. That's the lightest. This is kind of an older version of this one. And this is kind of the in-between between those two, and it's just a great one to use. But I use nail files. I use metal files. I use hobbyist files. Oh, here's those. I pick them up at Harbor Freight. Cheap, $3. That's what I paid for them. $2.69, something like that. Cheap stuff. So, here you go. There's the part number. Let's say 61526. Anyway, you looking for those? Get them there. People talk about needing calipers. You can get a decent pair of calipers over at Harbor Freight. See, these cost me $15, I think, something like that. They're nice. They're digital. They're what I've been using since we started doing this 2 years ago. I've replaced the battery once. And here are some of my files. Some of my metal files I use. Probably saw me use one of these in my last build video. There you go. I just kind of go back and forth with this, kind of like I'm stropping a razor. And it just brings it down. You do a little bit of subtractive manufacturing here. Subtractive manufacturing, if I can say it right, is creating something by removing something else. So in this case, we're removing material. To make another part. Looks like. So I need to go back a little bit more. Not super concerned about how much I take off. As I said, this is a tension fit. Nice. I'm just checking fitment on this. That was a 2mm. It's kind of looking a little bit bigger than that, though. Guessing it's doing that. As I whack the camera again. I forgot to make pins. Forgot to make pins for that. So we go to our little parts bin. much of that I'll actually keep. And darn near make these things flat on one side. It doesn't matter, just as long as you can get them in there. And yeah, fit them in with tension. Oh yeah, forgot that one step. I get asked all the time why I grow my thumbnails out long. Have you guys figured out why yet? Yeah, it looks like I need to pause again. Alright. Okay, shoulder's done. For now. We'll get better pins to put in them later. The rest of the pins will all take the standard 1.5, 2. Huh. Why do you guys think I grow my thumbnails out? They're utilitarian. Found our first spot we need to file out. Just make this nice and clean. Don't want to take too much off at first. You really don't. You want to see what your fitment's going to be, considering you're fitting these little guys in there. New figure. This is what happens whenever you do a new figure. Doesn't that just look nice? I want these to be hidden so that they're barely noticeable. There we go. Just like to get a little nub out there, just so I can come back and I can file it down. So one would be, like I said, just as unnoticeable as possible, especially after they get painted. There's that one. We're going to set these legs over here to the side for now. Legs on these micros are a little complicated to build. They have to be clamped once they're glued up. As I said earlier, gonna have to file those down, sand them down, level them out. I need to start out using one of these. Man, they're a lifesaver. I just love them to death. And that one came with a bunch of different holders for the bits. So you can put some pretty big bits in there. Ooh, well, that needs to be. Okay, let's get this arm put together. I'm telling you what, that's just irritating me. Anti-impact's holding better. I don't want to cut it down too far, I won't be getting it back out. Like I said, this is not a big deal because I can easily either glue this in on this side. See, it's tension fit. There's nothing over there on that side. I can do that, or I oftentimes will do resin to glue pieces together and to glue up seams, and then I just use little handheld UV. Okay, let's see if these guys are going to go in natively. Didn't think so. Nothing unusual there. Sometimes we get lucky, sometimes we do not. Between resin pooling and just the fitment, you always want to go 3/10 higher, which I'm still working on that. You need to make your cutter, whatever you're going to cut with, whenever you're designing your part, you want to make sure it's 3/10 larger than what your insert is going to be, your peg is going to be. A tip I got from another creator. Huh? And again, all part of the design process here. Need to make a note to resize those. There we go. Looky there. He's buff, dude. Okay. There we go. There's that color variance again. Can you see the color variance? See how much lighter that forearm is as opposed to that shoulder portion? Yeah. Okay. Getting a little bit better range of movement there. Still not where I wanted it. I've done a little bit, did a little bit of cutting down here. What's the chances these will just go in naturally? No, of course not. It's magic whenever you actually get them to go in. But that resin, and I do use canned air to blow these little guys out after I take them out of the printer, but it doesn't always get all the resin out. And then the little ridges that are inside of these things, that are inside of these holes, they get filled up with resin, and they don't allow those to go on like they're supposed to. Oh, snap, crackle, and pop. See there? This is why we do prototyping. It's gonna have to come off of there. Hey, don't get me wrong, he's a neat figure, but I've got to have better range of shoulder movement than that. But yeah, the little greeble is going to have to come off there. Alright, we'll continue building. Alright, we already know we've got this one. I do know what we do need to do. Take off. Little end right there. So we gotta get that pin made. Alrighty. And get that one in. Beautiful. Alright. There's the upper portion. But we definitely see places that need our attention. Need to resize that. This barrel is 4.7 millimeters, okay? That's 4.7 millimeters. So if this was 5 millimeters, like it's supposed to be, it should fit perfect. And they're not. See, all these ports are supposed to be 5 millimeters. That one's pretty good, but I have a feeling that's because of resin. It is. There's resin trapped up in there. And whenever I drilled out those arms, it released it. But I had something sticky on the fingers. Let's get it cleaned off there. Then just give it a few seconds of UV. Just because I don't want to deal with it. Okay, so next steps. What do I want to do? Ooh, there was still liquid resin in there. I have to worry about those arms loosening up. So next steps, we gotta think about what I'm doing with this torso, these arms. Yeah, needs to be refit for that neck. I need to be able to fit heads on there. I do really like this system. I like that a lot because it's best of both worlds. A lot of guys out there do like I do, and they just use pegged heads. You know, no ball joints. But there's a lot of figures out there that, you know, do use like this. This is the Vitruvian time traveler that I made, and that head is actually a double bead. So this poor guy has been taken apart so many times to do those chest engines. He does not like to stay together. He does not like to hold on to the clasp down inside of there. Okay, so I think we're going to go ahead and call this video a wrap for now, with all the pause and restarts and everything else. But I think we have a good idea of where we need to go now with the Kaman Traveler. I'm kind of digging it. What do you guys think? Do you guys like that? old man's got some work to do. What are you guys thinking of him so far? Here's another neat one. That anti-impact. It's beautiful for antenna, or whatever these are. I just remember somebody talking about my son's sculpted bug and how he had his antenna attached, and we've always been able to get them to print out, even on the Anycubic 2K. We were still able to do it, but with this anti-impact, I mean, it's cake. You don't need to worry about those things breaking off. But they will harden up more. But this stuff is more like your first gen Star Wars figures. Remember how pliable those things were? Did I just date myself? Sorry. Yeah, it's good and pliable. It's not gonna go breaking on you. Really good stuff. Especially for figures. Okay, just for figures. I'm just saying it. For figures, you want to add in something a little bit stiffer. The anti-impact is great, but you don't want your figure to just bend, which they will. Take a look at this Warrior Traveler that I made. See that? See how flexy that is? You know, it's okay. He'll still stand without the backpack. Guys like that skull? I'm having too much fun. So yeah, you want to mix it with something. I mix it with M58. You could probably get away with, if you wanted a little bit firmer, you could probably get away with a P217. That stuff's pretty rigid as well. Or just ask Res1. I don't know how to say their name. Alright, thanks for watching, gang. If you like what you're seeing, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Probably need to click that bell for notifications, because heaven only knows whenever I'll actually put these things out. It's just kind of on a whim. I'm trying to do more at the request of the wife and son. They want me to show you guys what I'm doing, and I've had other people talk about how I put these things together. Anyway, we'll get back to this. Alright, gang. Again, if you like what you see, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bells, all the stuff that YouTube says makes me a channel. Alright, take care. We'll see you on the next one.